Good morning, everyone. It's Miss T back again. I'm being consistent with uploading something, trying to keep it going. Before I get started, this is going to be a different live or upload. But before I get started, I wanted to tell a little story about a revelation of mine. So you guys all know that I've told my story about how I decided I wanted to give my life to God, and when I did that, I felt that everything I did had to be perfect, which no one's perfect, but I had to represent Him in the best way that I thought that He wanted me to do. So I would, now that I'm looking at it, probably went overboard with trying to be the Christian, or, well, not Christian because I don't claim, trying to be God's servant. So this is a story. So when I came on YouTube first, I didn't know anything about YouTube. I still don't know a lot about YouTube, how to work things and how to whatever. But I started off watching, what are they called? People that just tell about their lives, and some people that do funny skits and stuff like that. So I had followed this lady, and I'm not going to say her name, and she, was telling about her life and her kids, and at the time she had a man, and her ups and downs. Now, I really didn't particularly think she was a very nice person, but I was just watching. And so now we've come to here. It's been a while. So I stopped watching her. And then I just check in to see, and a lot of things have changed in her life. But anyways, I watched her, and right now she was on, and she's in the car. She's got 2 little babies, brand new baby. Well, one is 3, one is almost 2. Her other kids were taken by the father, and I'm not going to tell the whole story because it's about me. So she's in the car, and she's talking about she's homeless, and and then the kids are in there, and the little baby is crying, and you can see her sweating, and she's crying, and she's going back and forth about, people are in the chat, some of them are being very mean, and right. So, and the reason why I say that is because if you followed her life, you would know why these people are treating her like this. But most people are trying to help her, and they're cash apping her because she's trying to get a hotel room so that she can, her babies can be in the air and have somewhere to sleep and all this stuff. So I'm watching, and in my mind, I'm like, I can't, because this is the type of person I am. If it was her by herself, I probably maybe would have sent her a little something, but because she had her 2 babies, I said I'm going to cash app her some money. Excuse me. Because that's the right thing to do in my mind. God would want me to do that in my mind. So I cash apped her, and when I did, it gave me that what is it? This could be a scam thing, or that warning that it gives you. And so I sent it anyway. So when I sent it, it was, what is it called? They didn't let it go through. And she must have gotten it, because she said thank you to me, but then she said, oh, she must have took it back. No, when she didn't get it, but she seen that I sent it, and it was canceled or declined or something, and she said people must be reporting my cash app, so they're not letting it go through. So that, in my mind, I'm like, well, that's horrible. Why would they be doing that? So I did it again, and this time it said it went through, because I heard her say thank you and blah blah blah. So I go on about my business. Now I go back in to check in with her from time to time to see what's happening. Is she getting help, and people helping her? And mind you, people are helping her. She's on here asking for money every day, and people are giving money. And they telling her to take this money, get in a hotel, get your kids out of the heat. Here, take this money, get some food, and things like that. There was even a woman on here. She said, I don't have any money, but put in a Walmart order, and I will pay with my food stamps. And that made me cry, because I'm a big crybaby and I cry about everything. And so I was like, oh, people are really, when you find that there's still people around that care, that makes you happy. Fast forward. Oh, I didn't tell you. It went through, that I thought, and she thought, because she said, thank you. But when I checked it, it said declined. I didn't decline it. I didn't cancel. I didn't do anything, but it didn't, let it go through. And I'm like, oh, wow. So I was like, I don't know how to get anything to her, but I just, didn't think about it anymore. I had stuff to do. I was going to try to figure out if I, whatever, Cash App, or not Cash App, but send her a PayPal or something like that. So fast forward. Now, this is how she was talking when she was telling everyone that she was homeless and her kids and her are sleeping in the car, and she was crying and talking so low you could barely hear her, and even though people were talking to her mean and saying, you're not homeless, you're just scamming and blah 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 blah, and then she would say, well, why would I, all this other stuff. So people, how people are on here, because they're going to get, if they don't like you, I guess, they're going to get to the nitty gritty. They're going to find out whatever, because mind you, she had a place to stay like 2 weeks ago or a week ago or whatever. And so they're going to find out so these people are they're looking, so she gets it. They're saying, well, we keep giving you cash apps for hotels, but we don't see you in the hotel because you're always in the car. So I guess she decided, if I don't go and get into a hotel, then she's, people are, probably going to stop giving or whatever. So she says she's in this hotel, and she shows that she's in the hotel, and the kids, these detectives figured out the pattern of the wallpaper or the walls and the chair. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to. So the wall and the chair. Then they heard the little boy one time when they were out, because she takes them to the park, and whether it's 100 degrees or 5, she lets them play in the rain, and I was in my heart, oh my goodness, they're in the, but they weren't letting up. So so they're doing all this detective work, telling her, it's awful funny that your eyelashes are done, and just staying on her, and she have to say, these aren't done, see, look, they're falling out, and so on and so on. So they're still cash apping her. But this lady was not something wasn't, a person who is homeless is very humble, and she just didn't seem like she didn't seem like she was that upset that, she, in the beginning she was crying and all that. So as days are going by, she's feeling, she's getting back, because when you're a certain way, you can't hide that for long at all. Matter of fact, you don't even know that it's coming out, because that's who you are. That's just who you are. So they were telling her, because she was feeding the kids crackers. You didn't see food. They were eating crackers and drinking water. So the lady cash apped her and said, here, go get your kids some food or whatever. So she goes to the dollar store. I don't know what, the dollar store has food, but whatever. When you think of go get some food, you think of go to the grocery store. But anywho, she goes to the dollar store and starts buying barrettes and hair stuff for her daughter. And people are saying, is that necessary? I mean, but she kept saying, oh, these are so cute, because you can't help to be who you are. So days are going by. So now I guess because people are on her so bad, she comes out and says that she went and bought a pregnancy test because she thinks, that she's pregnant. Now her baby is a year old. Her son is 2 going on 3, I believe, or 3 going on 4. Her other 3 children were taken from their dad. The time frame, all this stuff, you would have to know. But anyways, everybody said, here we go. I think somebody had even said the next thing she's going to say is she's pregnant. But anyways, she goes and says she buys this pregnancy test from the dollar store. She goes to Publix to use the bathroom. She puts the camera down so everyone can see or hear, whether they don't see her. They see her on whatever. Her taking this test. Then she waits. The kids are in there with her. She's crying, and her poor little boy says, Mom, what's wrong? We will help you. He's sweet, but So anyways, she starts crying. She shows everybody that it says she's pregnant. So now she's getting this, it's going to be all right, because it just seems like everything keeps going worse and worse and worse and worse. So people are cash apping her, but her skeptics are not stopping. So what they found out is she's not homeless. They don't even believe that she's pregnant. There's a lady that says, when you stop the camp or stop whatever, you can take a picture of it, whatever. And she did of the pregnancy test, and determined that it came from Amazon, and told us how if the white thing is the whatever, it doesn't even show. It shows you 2 lines, but it doesn't give you a name of the product, and there's a blue top or whatever. Now I don't know if this is true. That's not the story that I'm telling. So she's saying that that's even fake. My thing is, my lesson from all of this is God said, love one another, help the less fortunate. He doesn't say be naive, let all your senses and your knowledge or your whatever go out the window. I'm not telling you to just you still have to know right from wrong. You just can't help everybody. Use your common knowledge. And because I knew that she was kind of iffy, but when she played on my strings with the kids and all that, it just, I was like, oh God, no. Because what he stopped, because I didn't stop it, what he stopped could have went to someone who really needed it. Could have gone to, I could have went and fed someone here in my home, or not home, in my hometown. So my lesson is, basically pray before, let him guide me. Stop thinking that I have to save the world, because they can't. Or stop thinking that if I see it and I pass it up, that I'm doing something wrong. Use your common sense. You've watched this woman over the years, and you know what the reason why you stopped watching her. And so I wanted to end with this. The last time I watched her, she's in the mall. Now she's still homeless, she says. But everybody who found out that she's really still living with her roommate, because they've seen the same chair. They did all their investigation work. The pattern of the wall, the carpet, and all that, because she was pretending like she's in a hotel, just to appease everybody that was saying, you're not homeless, you're not, and people were sending hundreds and hundreds. I believe that woman probably in this past week has collected close to $1,000, I would say, because there's kind-hearted people out there. No matter what, people will give to people that are mean, or who are abusive, or whatever. Look how Jim Jones, people gave all of their money to him. So they were given, and she was so, thank you, babe, I appreciate it, I can't, all of you are so wonderful, and so now she's talking like this. She's in the mall. She's got a long wig or lace front, whatever. She's dressed cute, kids, whatever. And mind you, she's still saying she's homeless. She's in the mall and she buys this food. I don't know what it is. And people are telling her, you probably would do better by getting groceries, because that's going to be one meal. And she's like, don't tell me what to don't tell her what to buy or what to eat. Don't tell her what to do with the money that you sent her. And she's real jazzy now, and what I think is she's done collected all this money. I don't know if it's, people are speculating it's either that she wants to get her own apartment, because she's living with another woman. It's the woman's place, but she let her come stay with her, and the woman is not a social media person, and so this woman is, goes on live all the time, and then she just lets her kids run around and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure the woman is like, look, I'm gonna have to, I want to help you, but there's probably a time frame, you have to be. So either she was doing this to get her own apartment, or she keeps saying that her transmission in her car is going out. And so whatever she did this, she did it, she lied. And she's collecting money from people, kind-hearted people, who probably, like the woman said, she didn't have any money, but she was willing to take her food stamps and buy her and her kids some food. And and you can't, and you really, when you do wrong, it does catch up with you. But I'm just thankful to God that he knocked me upside my head. You're not, in no way, shape, or form, you're not slow, you're not dumb, very intelligent. Stop letting people, serving the Lord does not mean that you, no matter what, because this is exactly what I used to say to people. when I would give money to the homeless, and they would say, you don't know that they're using that money to get food or whatever. They're probably going to get a bottle and I say, God says help them. What I don't, I'm doing my part. What he does with that money is his, is not my concern. I'm doing God's part. So I'm taking it too far. Wouldn't you think? Tell me if I'm tell me. Well, you don't have to tell me because I know, but you can put that down there in the comments. If you know, because like I said, you could help someone who really needs it. She didn't need it because she was scamming, she was lying, and to gain, and then she used her children to gain sympathy for what she was doing, and that's horrible. You let your baby sit, and I mean, this baby had sweat running because of course her air conditioner didn't work in her car, so this baby was just sweaty. And so you did that to your child to gain sympathy for the money that you were trying to scam. So I decided, and it doesn't have anything to do with my people on here, you my followers, because I've given cash apps to just other people, like creators and stuff like that, that I'm not giving out cash apps to creators or anybody on YouTube. I'm going to focus on people that I can see, like on the street, or that type. That doesn't have anything to do with you. I will still be doing cash apps, for my followers. But yeah, and then I'm going to work on me as far as my beliefs. Yes, God says to help people. God says to do all of those things. But helping people does not mean that you have to, no matter what, like you have to, if you know that maybe there's something not true in what they're saying, or you can see, that's not helping them. That's helping them deceive people, and that's not good. Why would I want to help a person who's deceiving? So yes, that taught me a valuable lesson, because it still says in the Bible that a man in his fool, or what, I can't quote it, when his money is soon departed, and everything is not a good thing. You have to be aware. You have to, and it's so funny because God's didn't the first time I just when it was canceled or denied, you didn't listen. But I was thinking, oh, people are telling, or calling and having their thing denied because they're trying to say she's scamming. So that's that story. My lesson. It's not a story. That's my lesson. And yeah, it's a valuable lesson, because I'm sitting here and thinking about, I've done that a few times, and it could have helped, but I wasn't doing it to help people. I don't know why I was. Anyways, so like I said, if you are doing something and you've learned a lesson from something, then it's a good thing. So I can move on from that. I know now that my journey with the Lord does not mean that I have to put caution to just everything. I got to, anybody who asks for help, I have to help them, because that's what God's telling. It's like you're just it's almost like you're saying to yourself, I'm trying so hard to go to heaven that I'm not even that I could be jeopardizing going. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's just me. So that's that part. So the other things I want to discuss, really, I'm going to try and do. You all know that I focus on the Lord, but I think there's other subjects that we need to be discussing, or I need to be discussing, or we need to be thinking about. People talk about mental illness. People talk about abuse, domestic abuse, child abuse. We talk about a lot of things. I have a lot of uploads about how to protect yourself in situations, how to a lot of people are not vocal. Shy people don't really like to even be seen, that much. They like to blend in with the crowd. And so if you go to the doctor and you keep telling them something's wrong, and they keep telling you there's nothing wrong, they're telling you that, and that you're supposed to believe them because they're the expert. But it's your body that you're feeling these things. So, and mind you, every doctor does not care about you. You're just a number, or you're just a patient, or you're just a whatever. And I do believe that they have contracts with pharmacies. I believe that they have with contracts, they're all working together. So this is just me. I have no proof. I haven't researched. It's just things that I go through that I believe. I believe that they will let you have something and not tell you. I'm not saying something deadly, but like levels of something might be high, and or getting high, and they could really tell you to stop them from getting to where they should turn into something else, because they turn into something else or get higher or whatever, then you have to go on medication, and they can get a kickback from the pharmacy. So I believe those things. I've dealt with doctors that I've had to threaten, and this is what I suggest, and this is what I've learned, because I record doctors every time I go into the office, because they will lie, and they feel they're a doctor. You're nobody, so who's going to believe you? So I record, and it's not against the law, my doctors, when I'm telling them something's going on, and they tell me this, and this, and then when I continue to keep going back, because you're not going to tell me that there's not there's nothing wrong, when I keep telling you that there is. Do you live in my body? I know how my body is, and I know when there's something different. So when I keep coming back and you keep telling me something different, and said, well, when the last time you were here, I offered to do a test. So then why am I here again? If you offered for me, and what did I say when you offered for me to do a test? Because if I keep coming back here and telling you there's something wrong, and you offered to do a test, I would have jumped at it immediately. When did I do the test? Did I say okay, schedule? Please tell me. Did I say no? What I'm confused. And this man just kept lying. I was like, wow. Doctors, just people that you think should be honest, but really, God is telling you it doesn't matter. There's no honesty in a person who is not on the right path, who does not, this is exactly what I ask all doctors. If I have to have surgery, do you believe in God? can we say a prayer? Because if we don't, I'm not dealing with you. Because, this man sat and lied, and I recorded, and I asked just the right questions so that I could get them right there. So when I finally decided I have had enough, I said, sir, you have taken up enough of my time lying. So then I said, let God put this question in mind. I said, do you not want to treat me, because I don't know the reason, because you don't know me personally. Is it because I'm black? And he just looked at me. He didn't say, of course not. He didn't even answer me. So I just took my little recording and went on and whatever I decided to do. But I let him know afterwards. I let all his colleagues know that he's been recorded, and I will play it if I need to. So needless to say, my doctor that sent me to him, she's been by my side. She's like a friend. I don't know, but they all stick together. So don't get delusioned that, because she's treating me different, I think she's covering herself. She doesn't, if something comes up and I did everything that I was supposed to do, so don't put me in it. She's gone that way to the point where if I call her and tell her, I want this, can you do whatever? It's like whatever. If that's what you want, that's what. So, like I said, it's just, you have to walk with the Lord. You have to be steadfast with the Lord. You have to take him everywhere. You go in the office, before you go to the doctor, you have to pray. I pray all day long, but before you go to the dentist, you have to pray. Before you get in the car, you have to pray, because the people around you that drive crazy or have road rage, you don't know that, if that's the person that's next to you in the next lane, and they're ready to just anybody. You have to pray when you go to the restaurant, because the person in the kitchen is mad because they didn't want to come in, and so they start putting stuff in the food just to be funny. You have to pray with everything that you do. Every single thing, even if you don't think it's necessary. Just get in the habit of it. Then you don't even think, it just becomes a part of you. It just becomes a part of your life. But I wanted to say that, of course, that had God in it too, but I just wanted to tell that story. Also, I wanted to say that we have to be aware and be careful and watch and with our children. I watched a story of a little girl, I think she was 5, 6. Her mother, I don't know, they didn't tell why the mother couldn't take care of her anymore, but she was giving the little girl to her father, who she never met and didn't know. She had her mother had a mother, but and I guess maybe because the father came first, but I don't know how he could come first when he wasn't even in the child's life. And if the mother, I don't even think he lived in the same town, but anyways, they agreed that the little girl was going to go live with her dad, but before she did, she went and spent some time with him. And so on the day that she was leaving, the grandmother took a video, just to remember. And the little girl said, I don't want to go to my dad's house. And then the grandma was saying, well, you'll get to know him, and then you'll whatever. She said, but I told my mommy he touches me. And I said that the way she said it, because when she said that, just tears started flowing down my face. And I know that all of you are intelligent people to know what that means. So the grandmother said, he touches you. She said, yes, I told my mom, and she said to make sure he don't touch me. How do you tell a 4 or 5 year old to make sure that your dad doesn't touch you? And then how do you still agree to send the little girl to go live with her dad? And as the grandmother, while you're filming her goodbye and she's telling you things, how do you still continue to let her go? She said, well, let's just hope that he doesn't touch you. So need to, bring it to, of course, she passed away because him and his girlfriend abused her physically and the other way from the day from the day that she came there. And she didn't just go, it was her was it her liver? Her liver was split in two. But when they found it, when they did the autopsy, they couldn't understand why nobody. They said the girl had every inch of her body covered with something. She had 2 black eyes, closed shut. Of course, her area down there was torn, and I'm so outraged at this world, at these women who keep laying down with men that they don't know. And I say keep. I don't know anybody. I'm not judging because I don't know anybody's situation. I'm going to judge that story because I've seen it. How do you tell? So that baby told you her dad was touching her, and you did not say. I think in the first thing in my head would be, she's not going nowhere. I don't give a darn if I have to run away with her or put her in the care of a family member that I trust and have them looking for her. They'll stop eventually because they don't care about us anyways. I'm not going to send my child, my grandchild, somewhere where I remotely think she's in danger, he's in danger. But for her to sit there and tell you, and I know she said it because she was hoping someone was going to help her, someone was going to protect her, and no one did. But now the grandma's out, wanting justice and wanting to sue the Department of Human Services because they didn't, I guess, check him out or whatever. Well, if they didn't know, they could have known if you would have shown them that video that you recorded before you sent her off. So I don't have no anything to say to you. I just pray that little girl, she's not in pain anymore. She's not being abused, and those 2 people that took her life are going to pay for it. I just hope that you're conscious, that you understand what the part that you played in her not being here anymore. I hope your daughter understands the part that she played in her not being here anymore. It's funny that women go around having babies and then they decided, I don't feel like being I don't want to be a mother anymore. So I'm just going to, whoever wants them, take them. Because I don't feel like, well, you shouldn't have been one. Women, I guess sometimes women just, I'm so tired, just anybody take them. I don't care who it is. Just whatever. Just take them. I'm tired. I've been doing it by myself. Nobody understands me. No one said, I'm a woman, and I'm saying nobody told you to open everybody. I'm going to exclude, even though they shouldn't be. I'm going to exclude teenagers at this moment, but they really shouldn't be excluded. The only reason why I'm excluding them is because maybe they weren't talked to, or maybe things that what was going on in their home or whatever. So I'm going to exclude them. Every grown woman and every grown man knows what happens when you have unprotected sex. So if that's what you, and let's be clear, ladies, I'm gonna keep it, I'm not gonna say keep it real, because I think people say that just so they can say something terrible to you and say, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just going to be point blank. Yeah, sex feels good, orgasm, whatever. There is not, how can I? It is not that great that jeopardizing everything is worth it, because it's not. Because not only people don't think about, you can get pregnant, but you're jeopardizing your health, your life, and everything else. What that's worth it? To be maybe possibly 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes of your life? If you're whatever, 30, I don't know. That's not worth it. But people continue to, like, that's the biggest topic of on everybody's talk show, everybody's mind, everybody is sex, down low, everything. That's the topic. Everybody wants to talk about. How do you threesomes? Do you want to be with? Is it okay for your man to cheat? Women who are secure in the bag. That's all. That's all that's popular. Rappers used to sit on stage. Rappers back in the day used to rap about conscious stuff. I used to love Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Who else? The man with Flavor Flav. I can't even. I'm sorry. Chuck D. KRS-One. All the stuff that had us thinking and rallying together. Now all we hear is Sexy Red talking about booty hole brand. Rapper men talking about smoking on a whatever, I don't know what it is, pack or something. Now mind you, I am not perfect. No one on this earth is perfect. Everyone is a sinner and falls short. God will tell you. And if you think that he's not talking to you, talking to me, yes, he is. We just have to be conscious. Keep our minds, conscious. Things that we see, things that we listen to. Like I said, the things that you put in your mind is what you're going to be focused on. You can. That's why some people say when you're sleeping, you listen to a recording, even though you're not hearing it, it's still going in your mind. It's still going in there while you're sleeping. You're listening to it, and it's telling you're getting that information. So if all day long you're listening to shoot 'em up, bang bang, and she's got a big butt, and he's going to do this, and she's going to do that, and we're going to do. If that's what you listen to 24 hours a day, that's what's going to stay in your mind. So it's easy for you to go out and hook up with someone that you don't know at all, and go and do whatever you do, and maybe find out that you're going to have a baby by Jane Doe, or maybe find out that you have a deadly disease that they can make you undetectable, but it's undetectable doesn't say cured, that you will have to take pills for the rest of your life. Watch what you, just everything. Your life is ruined. Or that you have these, and people amaze me that they're almost saying like, oh well, we can go back to doing stuff unprotected because you can take medication to control whatever you catch. Really? So it's okay to have a disease that you can't cure, that will possibly kill you, that you will be sick and catch in a cold could take you out of here, or you feel tired, you're never up to par. And if you think it's fun, go watch the documentary. I believe her name is Gina Toe or Gina 2, Gina something. Go look at her documentary. Go look at her looking like a skeleton. Well, she's getting better now because they found out what was actually wrong with her and they're treating her. But go back and look at her looking like the skeleton and not being able to walk. Wasting away, bed sores because she can't get out. If you think it's okay, if you think it's fine because you can take some medicine. People are, do people even care about themselves anymore? Do people even feel like they're worthy to have something better, that they're great, that their life is worth more than just here and now? Like I said, I'm not preaching as I am holier than thou, because I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to all of us. Women, this is for you, and I'm just saying, I have been celibate for many years and stuff. I feel great. I feel just that release. You don't have to. I believe there is something into soul ties. I truly believe that something because of what it was meant for. God created it for a different reason. We use it for something else. But men are not like women. Women most of the times when they're giving themselves to a man, it's because they love them, or I said most times. Women, since the world is full of women take on men roles, men take on women's roles, so they're all mixed up. So I'm saying in a relationship, or when a woman is dealing with a man, it's usually because she loves him, and that is a form of showing him that she loves him or whatever. And so when you do that, it gives you connect, and so you get drawn to him or to one another, and that's what brings on these other issues. So when you feel like things aren't going right, or if he's cheating with another woman, you're thrown off. You're just depressed, and you're just questioning you, and you're just beating yourself up, and you're doing and on top of that, it's running into other things. It's affecting how you do your job. It's affecting how you treat your children. It's affecting how you interact with people. So when you take all that away, this freedom of just being clear. Some women, you can go straight to your annual checkup. Don't have to worry about if the man's done messed up your pH balance, or done gave you something, or done anything. It's just freeing, and I don't want to go back there at all. I'm not saying that I'm not attracted to men, that I don't, but right at what God has, what's happening to me now, it's not a sexual attraction. I'm attracted to their character. So if I find someone who talks, who's ready to stand up and be a man and help his community, and is not afraid to say that he serves the Lord and he reads the Bible and he's ready, that's the attraction. But it's not, I want to be with you. It's, I admire, I respect you. There's somebody that I can relate to. There's somebody that I can, that can help me, that type of thing. So it's like a connection as a friendship and a brotherhood, a sisterhood, that type of connection. That other stuff, you can keep it. Now, I'm not blind. I can say, oh, he's cute, whatever. But I know what comes with it. And I don't feel like, going through that. I've talked for a long time. But like I said, I think my friend, I want to say, acknowledge her. Her name, D-Love, I love you. You are an inspiration to me. You are a bright light to me. You're so much. And I thank God that he puts you in my life. What she does is she might, listen to a little bit and then go do and come back and listen to, because I used to say, oh, they're not, I'm talking too long and people are not going to want to, but I have to stop worrying about that. I don't care. If you can if you can stay up all night in a live or whatever, the chat, sitting at this little hour or 45 minutes or whatever, is not going to hurt you. And if it is, then don't listen. That's where I'm at now. God will, he just said, do what you do and then let it go. So I'll let it go. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope your families are doing well. I pray that whatever is harming you, whatever is bothering you, whatever, that you just take it to the Lord and release it. I pray for all the single mothers that think that it's not, where's this, the next, whatever's coming from. Take it to the Lord and leave it. I pray for all the drug addicts who believe nobody loves them or cares about them. They want to quit, but they can't because it has a hold on them. Take it to the Lord and leave it there. I pray for the mentally ill. I pray for the depressed. I pray for the homeless. I pray for the ones that are being abused. I pray for the children. I really pray for the children. And just everyone else. I pray for the people that think that their life is going great. I pray for my enemies who want to harm me or drag my name through the mud or whatever. I have enemies that I don't even know I have, because people have enemies that you have enemies that you don't even know they're your enemy. Because some of them they're enemies, but some of them are called friends. They're enemies, but some of them are called cousins. They're enemies, but some of them are called husbands and wives. So I just pray for the whole world. Donald Trump. He might be it's a different, because I know the Bible, I know what God says, he doesn't scare me. I actually think he needs to be in office because corrupted people understand other corrupted people. So if he's dealing with Biden could not, or whoever, and Kamala could not, and you can be mad at me, you can whatever, could not go over to Korea and sit down with King Chu, whatever his name is, and have a conversation, because the man is so manipulative, and he can make you think that you two are on the same page, and you've shaken hands, and you've come back to the White House, and you think you've done it, and next thing you know, they've launched a missile at us. So I believe that he understands. He knows he can go over there and he can recognize bull, because he knows it. So I pray for everyone in the government and everyone with control, but because I know how it's going, what God said, I don't fear that they're going to do anything to us to cause us to be destroyed. That doesn't mean that they're not, things aren't going to happen. Things might get bad. Prices might go up. Programs might get cut. But I don't fear what they can do to destroy the world, because they can't. So that's not one of my worries. Like I said before, I don't fear anything. I even pray to God. I said, if when it's my time to go, because I don't know how I'm going to go, if it's anything violent, this sounds stupid, but I'm a lady, I'm a woman. If it's anything violent, please let it be quick, or I don't know. I just don't want to feel that, right? Nobody does. But I really do believe. Do you know when people tell stories about how their adrenaline helped them get a car off of somebody or whatever? I do believe there's something in our bodies that when we get scared, or when we get, that it gives off so much a drug gives off a type of drug that's already in our bodies, like a pain something. That's just my thought. So the fear of that is not there. My only fear is that I am not ready when Jesus comes back. That's my only fear, and that's the truth. That's the truth. If you knew my people, or here, or knew me, they will tell you. That's all that's my only fear, because I am tired of this world. I don't want to be here, and that's not, I don't want to be here, I want to take myself out. Never. It's just that it's when you live I'm sure I'm not the only one tired of seeing all of this. I'm tired of hearing all of this. I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm ready to accept what God has in store. And so that's my only fear. And I guess that fear had me working a little bit, or trying a little bit too hard to be good, be whatever. God knows my heart. He knows everybody's heart. So me saying I would hope he doesn't put me in situations that cause me to fall or whatever, I can't live like that, and I can't expect that. I can't put that on God, because then I wouldn't know if my faith, if what I believe is real. You have to be tested sometimes to know, or to understand how you really are, or how you really feel. And if I do get in a predicament and I do fall, I'm just going to have to pick myself up and ask for forgiveness and try it again. I have to not put myself in predicaments, not God. I have to not put myself in predicaments that would cause me to fall. But once again, we'll talk tomorrow, and like I said, we'll all just know what we'll be talking about together. 'Cause I don't know. It just comes to me, I guess, whenever I turn this on. So I hope everyone has a great day. Be blessed, and until the next time.